Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm your host, Magic Barclay. Today I'm joined by Kelly Lam. Kelly Lam is a mother of 4 and a highly successful results coach who helps mothers to stop spreading themselves too thin and start looking after themselves so that they can be happy, healthy, and truly fulfilled with their own lives. Her life changed when she became a mum over 10 years ago. She went from focusing on herself to that of her family. She had her first baby. Her own career development was not important anymore. Sounds familiar? So instead of going back to a high-paying IT role, she went for a part-time job, giving up $10,000 of her salary so that she could have more time and flexibility to be there for her family. However, over the last 10 years, she became quite stressed, overwhelmed, and frustrated that she no longer had a life of her own. She invested all her time and energy into taking care of the family. Her relationship with her husband was also going downhill. Kelly tried to change everything, but nothing really worked until she decided to invest in herself, which led her into a journey of self-discovery. Since then, she has become a certified results coach with an ICF-approved coaching program, conducted hundreds of hours of coaching, helping busy mothers to become the mothers and the women that they want to be so that they can be truly fulfilled with their lives and be great role models for their kids. She's developed the right mindset and strategies to be a calmer mum, pursuing her own goals and dreams so she can be happy with herself and enjoy motherhood a lot more. Kelly's mission is to empower mothers to be whole mums, ones that love themselves, know themselves enough to allow themselves to experience lives of their own so they can share more of who they are to others. Welcome, Kelly Lam.
Thank you.
Kelly, 4 kids. What are the ages?
The eldest one's a boy, 11 years old, and then I have a girl. She's 9 this year. She just turned 9 at the end of the year, so this year she'll be 9. And then after that, there's a big gap of about 6 years old. I have a toddler, and he's almost 3. He's turning 3 in May. And then at the moment, a 3-month baby girl.
You know, I just find it amazing, listeners. Kelly and I are in the same education group. That's how we've met. And we do these, at the moment, all-day Zoom events. Kelly has a toddler at her feet, a couple of bigger kids wandering around, and a baby on her lap while we're working. Like, what an inspiration. She just does not let motherhood stop her. And in fact, Kelly, motherhood seems to add to your confidence.
Yes, I think it's having the 4th baby, I become more confident, because before, when I have the first one, I was really struggling. Being the first time mom, and everything is like being thrown at you, all this new experience of a mom, and no one really tells you like how life as a mom is until you really get your feet into it and really experience it your way. And even then, there's no one really can tell you how you should do motherhood, because you and your baby are all different kind of thing. So even if you get advices from all these places, does not really work. You have to work it out your way that works between you and the baby. And it was really stressful because I was being the first time mother. And so changing from suddenly everything about me to that of my baby, like 24/7, have to focus on my baby, feed my baby, a little human beings totally depending on me. It's really challenging for me, and probably for all new moms as well. And so the first year of my life after giving birth to my first baby, I was pretty much stuck at home. I didn't have the confidence to go out and see my friend to do anything because I didn't have the confidence to breastfeed in public. Yeah.
And over the 10 years of you being a mum, that's certainly changed a lot, hasn't it, Kelly? It's a lot more acceptable to be a mum in public, warts and all.
Yeah, yes. I can take Stella's, which is my youngest one, out easily anywhere now without my mindset has been changing from I can't to I can.
Well done.
Thank you.
Now, Kelly, here we like to talk about health, wealth, and weight loss. So I've got some questions I'd like to run by you. And the first is, what can your expertise do to accelerate health, be it emotional, spiritual, or physical?
I'm a certified result coach, and with my expertise as a coach, I can help mothers to stop spreading themselves thin and start looking after themselves by connecting to who they really are rather than living a life according to other people's expectation. They be themselves and also create a life that they love the most. They can be truly fulfilled and also raise a happy, healthy family.
And so how does that help them accelerate their own health?
So when they connect with who they really are, then they will allow themselves to do what they want. They value themselves a lot more, and internally, they feel a lot more happier. And by being internally happy, we all know that if you're in a happier mindset, you become a more healthier you and happy as well. And once you become happier and healthier, fulfilled from inside, then you're more able to give to others. And as a mother, you're more able to raise a happier and healthier family.
That's great. Thanks for that, Kelly. What are your top 3 tips to creating wealth? Now, obviously, you and I have both done some wealth programs with our education group. So when we talk wealth, we're talking personal, financial, and emotional wealth.
So my first tip is to always invest in yourself. Even as a mom, you can't pour from an empty cup. And we all heard of this that you can't pour from an empty cup. But yet so many of us mothers struggle to make ourselves a priority as we go through our days doing things for everyone, which result in us feeling tired, stressed, and overwhelmed, and having no time for ourselves at all. But then, in order for us to take good care of ourselves, we need to invest in ourselves. We need to invest in our mind, in our body, and in our soul as well. So, when you make yourself a priority, you fit your own needs and you become a lot more happier. And that is what your kids really needs, a happier mom, right? So being a mother is really amazing, but we all know that motherhood is not easy at all. It's really hard. So if you don't take care of yourself, then no one will. And I want to say that no one will ever love you as much as you love yourself. So it is so important for you to be kind to yourself and love yourself enough to invest in yourself as well.
Now, what are some ways people can invest in themselves?
So one of them is that to have a hobbies for yourself, something that you really love to do. And this does not mean that you have to have a whole day out away from your family to do the thing that you love. It could be just a few minutes a day, that whatever small thing that you love to do, just a few minutes a day. And the other one is to make sure that you're moving around and getting a bit of exercise throughout the day, because it's really important for you to have exercise and to move around. It's good for your mental and physical health as well. I know that being a mother can be really exhausting and tiring, and exercise could be the last thing in the mind. But if you look at exercise, it does not have to be going to the gym and working hard. It can just be taking a few minutes walk outside with the kids, or putting the baby in the pram and just have a walk. Starting small is really good. If you transit into a mother and you find everything is so hard and overwhelming, or if you're really tired, then even a few minutes of walking is really good for your health. Just get outside rather than being in your four wall. And then another ways to invest in yourself is to eat healthy. Try to avoid as much processed food as possible and try to include more fruits and vegetables into your diet. I know this can be really, really challenging for mothers, especially if they running around doing everything for everyone. The last thing they have time to do is to eat properly themselves. And then what this look like is that they might end up just eating whatever left over from the kids, or just crave for sugar and fruit because they might be a bit overwhelmed or stressed. I have a morning routine where as soon as I wake up, I take my redox molecules and also high quality whole food supplements, which means that I already give my body the nutrients I kind of need for the day. And also a very simple, delicious, and whole food smoothie that is quick and easy to make. So, so at least I'm putting in my body the goodies first thing in the morning for myself, and I think that is really important to have a routine to make sure that you are feeding yourself healthy.
Can you give us an idea of a recipe of a smoothie, something easy that a mum could whip up first thing in the morning?
Yep, a very simple one could be if you have plant-based protein powder, that would be really good. It keep you full as well. I'll put in a banana, perhaps a chocolate protein powder, and some almond meal, a handful of spinach, and also a tablespoon or two of chia seed.
And so what's another tip that you've got for mums?
Another one would be to socialize, go out and socialize with others. Because when you become a mom, you could stay at home and you stop doing whatever that you used to do and just spend your whole day and night looking after the baby. I know it can be really, really depressing without having another human to talk to. It's really bad for our mental health as well. So just having that connection with your friend as well or other family members. And if you can, go out and see your family and friends, because what I do believe is that connection is one of the basic human needs. And when we're deprived of that, we can feel very, very depressed internally. So the other tip would be to connect with yourself, even if you don't have that much time, maybe in the beginning, maybe even a few minutes to yourself to breathe, to think, and just have that throughout the day. It will be really good for you rather than just running from one activity to another and doing everything for everybody and then not having any time to yourself at all. Making time to connect to yourself and also to do what you love is really important. And also making some time to really be with yourself, like perhaps journal your own thoughts and feelings when you get some time to really get to know yourself, and also um, know what you want in life, and don't give up on your own goals and dreams, because that will make you who you are. And when you become a mom, you're not just a mom. So invest in your own personal development is really important as well.
That's great, Kelly. Thanks for that. Now, so that's one huge tip. So listeners, I'm just going to remind you, tip number 1 is invest in yourself. You will be having a hobby, moving daily, eating healthily, socializing with others, and connecting with yourself. Kelly, what's tip number 2 for mums?
Tip number 2 is to make your children your why and not your excuses. Because I know that when I become a mom, it's so easy for me to say, I can't do this because I have my children. I can't do that because of this and that. I have responsibility and I have all this. Everything is a choice, right? So you can either settle for less in life and make your children your excuses for why you cannot do what you want and why you cannot be who you are, or you can make them your why. They could even become your biggest why that motivate you. Why you need to invest in yourself to get to know yourself better and to love yourself. You can make them your why to create the life that you want the most. like I said, everything is a choice, and it's also a perception. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. You are more than just a mom. I just want to emphasize that for us, mom. We're not just a mom once we become a mom. So my tip is to go out and be you. Just be yourself. And I don't mean to go away and neglect your whole family. I mean, just don't give up on yourself, your goals, and your dreams. And if you don't know how you can be a great mom and still be you and do what you love, then I love to give you a gift, a free Reclaim You session with me where I can help you discover what you really want in life and how to make it happen without neglecting your family.
That's very generous. Now, what's your third tip, Kelly?
The third tip is to surround yourself with inspiring and supportive people. So I know as mothers, we often go through a lot internally, and sometimes we might feel like no one at all really understand what we're going through. So by surrounding ourselves with groups of supportive people and inspiring people who actually understand what we're going through and can hold the space for us to express ourselves, will can really help us feel better, a lot better emotionally. And even better if we can surround ourselves with positive and inspiring people who believe in us, in our goals and dreams, and can also lift us up. So also life is a roller coaster. There's always up and down. Being a mother is even more challenging. So it is so important to have a good network of support. If you want to go further and are ready to discover your authentic self, I know how simple that can be.
Kelly, that's fantastic. Now, my last question is always if you've ever battled your weight, what are your tips? And I think this is really important because as mums, our bodies go through so many changes. What do you do through your pregnancies and then after your children are born to rediscover your healthy weight? What are your top tips there? Because this is a burning question for heaps of mums.
So what I want to say is that your weight is not the key thing in determining how healthy you are. And I know that after giving birth to my baby, I carry extra weight in my body and especially my belly, have all this loose fat around. And for a while, I really disliked how myself looked and crave for the pre-pregnancy body back. And that has caused me more stress than anything else, I believe. So at the moment, I know that I have extra weight and my baby is really little. So I accepted my body the way it is and I accepted myself as I am. And I know that being healthy is not just a kilo. So I focus on myself in terms of being more positive in my thoughts, having more self love on myself, and taking care of myself. And I'm also making sure that I'm eating right and having the right nutrient in my body, which I do believe is far more important than focusing on losing weight and having back your skinny body back again. And to be honest, some moms could just bounce back to their pre-body look or weight really easily, but some may take a long time or maybe really hard. So we just have to accept ourselves the way we are and just be happy with it and know that when you have a lot more time, then you can always go to the gym, train yourself up, and just have the body image that you always crave for as well. But really important now is just to feel healthy, have more positive thoughts in your body, love yourself, and really take care of yourself and make yourself a priority. And I'm really, really happy at the moment because even though my body image is not my pre-baby image, but my health is pretty good. I don't get sick really easily, and I have been medication free for years. So I think that is so important to get to that level.
Kelly, I have to ask you because you do have two girls. So, how do you see your role as a mum in explaining weight issues to them as they get older?
I just want to emphasize to them um, that if they are healthy internally, they happier, and they love themselves, and they just accept themselves as they are, and also focus on eating healthy, having more fruits and vegetables. There shouldn't be any weight issue at all, I believe. If they have a healthy lifestyle, the body always try to rebalance to a healthy state. So there shouldn't be any weight issue or health issue if they look after themselves. So that's why it's so important for mothers to really look after themselves as well, because then they are really being the role model for their daughter and for their children.
That's beautiful. Now, folks, you can find Kelly on Instagram at kellylam.coach. That's KELLYLAM.coach. Also on Facebook at Kelly Lam Coach. Now, Kelly, you've got a free session to offer the listeners, and you did allude to that earlier, and that's at kellylam.com.au/free session. How long does that session go for?
45 minutes to an hour, depending on where it takes us.
And what can people expect to get from this session with you?
So in this session, what they will get at the end is that they will have a crystal clear vision of the unique motherhood vision, and they will discover any roadblocks that have been preventing them from moving forwards towards that vision, and what has been keeping them stuck in the ruts for years. So they will discover that, and then they will also leave the session feeling renewed, re-energized, and inspired to finally take actions towards their visions and create more fun and fulfillment in their life, being themselves with their children and their family.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing your tips and your expertise with the listeners today. Folks, that was episode 54, Amazing Motherhood with Kelly Lam. Coming up in episode 55, I'll be talking to you about how we deal with sudden major upheaval. And boy, do I have a story for you with that one. But for now, thank you, Kelly. Thank you, listeners. Go forth and create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.